Well. Can you believe it? It is Thursday already, like April 22nd, I believe. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it. Well, what Thursday means for me, I'm thankful for them. Thankful Thursday. It is our Radiant Wrap, where I come to my friends page and I also go to my business page and just share just a little teeny bit of what I have to share that I feel is my responsibility to share. And today it is just speaking the truth, nothing but the truth, because I have to keep it real. I just have to keep it real. I hope you're having a good week. And I know you have to keep it real too. This is what I know. I mean, actually, I guess you don't have to. You don't have to keep it real, but it's in our best interest to keep it real, right? It's in our best interest to keep it real. So if you come in, or if you watch this, whether it's during the live or whether it's at some other time you're watching the recording, just say hey, let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, let me know those too. I love to get feedback from you. And even if you have like other things that you want to talk about, then share those too. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Yes, we are. It is a work in progress. And let me tell you, my friends, it is not easy, right? To be real all the time, to keep it real all the time. But we want to do our best. And I want to do my best. Like I said, I feel a responsibility to keep it real. So the first thing, there's a couple things that I want to share. Number one, okay, I'm a coach. You are probably a coach in some regard, or you're an encourager in some regard. You're a leader because I don't, all my friends are, I kid you not, all my friends are leaders, all the women and guys, right, that share have a lot of responsibility. They have a lot going on, a lot going on. I don't know. I just attract people like that. Right? So you, as a leader of your home, of your community, of your family, of your extended family, yes, I know, in your job, right? I get it. We have a responsibility to keep it real. Well, one thing that I know, and I'm sure that you know, is that it is not going to be easy every day. And this is something that's come up with several of my clients in the past 2 weeks are going through, like a rough patch. Several of them going through a rough patch. And like I said that recently. I don't know if it was in my group or if it was, I don't know. I don't remember in a writing that I did that. I feel like it's a microcosm, like just a small piece of what's going on in the world anyways. It's just so crazy. So everybody is going through something, and it's not going to be easy, whatever it is that is your challenge every day. It's just not. And especially if we're looking at and wanting to change our situation. Yeah, that includes me too. And so I look and have leaders, my own coaches that and people that I give permission to tell me the truth about me, because I need to hear it. So it's not always going to be easy. This is the second thing I want you to know. It is not going to be comfortable all the time. In order for you to change, in order for you to make a change, in order for you to be better at your health, your job, your finances, whatever it is, it's not going to be comfortable. In order to be comfortable, you have to stay status quo. You cannot grow and be comfortable. I'm telling you that it's impossible to really grow beyond where you are right now. It's impossible. And so when it comes to health, a lot of people would, tend to think, well, it's easy for you. It's easy for you to say or whatever. You don't listen. And just like you don't know that, you don't know me. You don't know what it is that I may be going through. Actually, I do share a lot. But just the fact that, first of all, there's not too many people that are 58. I always forget how old I am. Maybe that's on purpose. But there's not very many people that are 58 that aren't going through something. And I actually have some health challenges myself. So I'm constantly looking at how I can improve, what I can do different, but that's my journey. Okay. So I'm just giving you an example for my journey. I recently stopped drinking coffee. Now, if you know me at all, you know I love a good cup of Java in the morning. That's just how I roll, okay? But I gave up coffee because I'm constantly looking at, okay, what is this area that I can improve in? Now, this is number 3. What I want, okay, I already said number 3, which is you got to give someone permission to tell you the truth. So number 4, you have to be ready for the change, to make the change. Nobody can make you. You have to be ready. So if someone had said to me a year ago, now maybe if they told me I was going to die if I didn't stop drinking coffee. Hey, Tasha, if they told me I was going to die, then maybe I would have stopped drinking coffee, right? You gave it up for a few days and replaced it with water and or green tea. Yes, that's what I'm talking. So you're absolutely, I drink a lot of water anyways, but I have my water and I am drinking green tea. Thank you so much, Tasha. So though, had you said that to me a year ago, unless I was short of dying, I wasn't ready to hear that. I wouldn't have been ready to do it, but that's where I am on my journey. So you cannot compare your journey to anyone else's journey. Now, I look at other people's journey for inspiration, maybe some tips. I'm going to find out something that may be helpful for me, but their journey is not my journey. So I put in my story today, me running, right? If you want to call it running. But once, and a lot of people know this already, once I broke my ankle I was never a fast runner, never, ever, ever. I don't care in 2010 when I ran the full marathon. I mean, I trained for that. I did several half marathons, but I was never fast. I was just not fast. I had endurance. But, you break your ankle, you're out of commission, you gain some weight, you're going to lose a step. So I'm working at getting it back. But for some people that would look at that story, okay, so this is how, and that's how I trained. I was kind of on a comeback before I broke my ankle. And that's how I started training. I'm actually starting a little bit slower than I did back then, but for the purpose of my run-hate relationship, my love-hate relationship with running, I like to challenge myself, or if I like to call it running, jogging, whatever you want to call it. So I like to challenge myself. So right now it is 45-second run, 1 minute, 60 seconds walk. I might do that for another week before I do a one-on-one. And that's where I started. I don't know, back before I broke my ankle. So early part of 2020, when we first, went into lockdown in the pandemic. And I worked up to 10-minute run, 1 minute rest, walk, right? Okay, so now when I started over, I actually went like 20 seconds run, 1 minute walk. Then I did that for a couple weeks, and then I did 30 seconds and like 25 sets. So it takes almost an hour. 20, and then I went to 30 seconds, and now I'm at 45. Yay! Yay! But that's my journey. So some people will hear this. Hey, Chara, how are you? Some people will hear this and say, that is nothing. That's trash. You garbage, girl. That is what are you even sharing that with? Well, that's my journey. Okay. And that right now is challenging me, and it's a safe challenge. So you want to challenge yourself in a responsible way. Okay. Unless you are, getting ready to go over to Tokyo. Is that where the Olympics going to be? Unless you're getting ready to go, or unless you're like a paid athlete, then your goal, or you're working toward being a paid athlete, your goal is to stay healthy. So you don't want to challenge yourself to the degree that you are going to cause injury. That defeats the purpose, right? To the degree that you are going to burn yourself out. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So if that is too much of a challenge for you, then you would scale back. Now, on the other hand, someone else will be like, run. My knees, my hip, I can't run. Give up. Well, that's not for you either. You would scale back. Maybe your challenge is get your behind up off the couch and walk. You're not walking at all. Get up. Walk to the corner and back. That might be a challenge for you. Okay. And this is where I have to keep it real, right? Especially if you work with me. And sometimes I'm not the most popular, because like you all know me as really nice, right? Because I am really nice. But telling the truth, it doesn't always feel good. Okay. So getting you and helping you to achieve your goals is not always comfortable. So let me just say one more time, just to kind of bring it home and get off, because I like to hit it, quit it. That's my girl, Veronica. She's actually the speaking guru. I've learned a couple tips from her over the years too, particularly when my little girls were young and they went through her etiquette. She was part of this whole program. It was awesome, but I'm regressing. Okay, I'm regressing. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That is my promise. As a coach, it needs to be your promise as a professional, as a parent, as a sibling. However, we have to have permission to tell the truth, because not everyone wants to hear it, not ready to hear it. So it's not going to be easy. Number one. Every day is not going to be easy. If you're going to make a change, number two, it's not going to be comfortable. If you are looking at starting a new business, writing a book, whatever it is, it's not going to be comfortable every day. Not easy, not comfortable. But it's important to give someone permission to tell you the truth. Because if you're not willing to have someone tell you the truth, if you're not willing to accept that it's not going to be comfortable every day, if you're not willing to accept that it's not going to be easy every day, then perhaps you're really not ready to make a change. We don't have to be perfect. It's about progress, not perfection. Okay? And then lastly, we want to have goals that are a stretch, that are attainable. We got to be ready. Like me, I'm ready. I was ready to not drink coffee. I made some really radical changes because of some of the health challenges that I'm doing. And I had a couple setbacks. Disappointing. Hate it. Because ideally for me, like some of the medication that I'm on, I don't want to be on it. So let's see what I can do about it. For me, right? And this is so where you want is in terms of health, where you want to start is making little adjustments, drinking more water. If you know you're I don't know, you can talk to me about where you are in your health journey, and that's where I'm challenging my clients, especially challenging them and giving them some feedback on some things that they might not want to hear. And I get it, and it's okay because we are where we are, right? So that's it. Any questions? Please hit me up if you have questions. I so appreciate you stopping by, chatting with me, leaving comments. How about you? Are you uncomfortable at times? If you are, you're growing. Are you feeling like, it's not going to be easy every day? Or are you expecting it to be easy? Which one? I'm asking, which one? Are you expecting it to be easy every day? Or I'm always expecting a great day. So I'm always expecting to have what it is that I need to get through the day. And I think that it is important to look at it that way, not look at the day as doom, gloom, right? Give someone permission. Do you have someone in your life that you're giving permission to tell the truth? And do you have the permission to tell whoever you're telling their truth? Like, or are you just saying the same thing over and over and over again? And they didn't ask you for a permission, and you're just finding this friction because you're telling them the truth. And I used to think that was it. I mean, if I'm telling the truth, nope, you're right, Cheryl. It is not easy. It's not this hard. Oh, that's interesting. Can you say a little bit more about that, Cheryl? You said it's not easy, but also not this hard. Just tell me a little bit more of what you mean by that, because and you may be speaking as a professional too. I'm not. Yeah, I want to hear that. I hit the nail on the head. Which part? Which one was it? Lindsay? Which part hit the nail on the head? Was it it's not going to be easy every day, it's going to be uncomfortable, that we have to have permission to tell someone the truth, and we have to give people permission to tell us the truth? This is if we want to grow. We have to be, honest. And me as a coach, I'm always going to tell you the truth. And then we want to be reasonable with our goals. Hey, Yolanda, what's up, my friend? You pray. Okay, so Yolanda says she prays that God leads her daily and gives her what it takes to get through the day, whatever it brings. That's God's promise to us anyways, not for tomorrow, but for today. He's going to give us what we need. So your prayer is aligning with what his promises are, Yolanda. I so miss you, pretty girl. Stop. Thank you for commenting and stopping in. I so appreciate you. Okay, so Cheryl says, well, at times our goals seem daunting, but everything is hard. Just pick your heart. Everything is hard. Everything can be hard if we're changing, if we're growing. Totally agree. Totally good points. And sometimes, like you said, it does seem daunting. Aw, Lindsay, Debbie, that I know her as. She says all of them, just all the points. So God is good because, sometimes we can hear what it is that we need to hear. I know he does that for me. Like I will just get what I need to get all the time. And I'm very grateful for that. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. Oh, that's great. Yep. It's very important for us to have that person or those people in our lives. I find for me, I have different coaches for different things, really different topics, different areas of my life. And then I think it's important sometimes too. But if you just have one, as long as you have a confidant, and as long as you're not expecting that person to do the work for you, it can't. Ultimately, it's us that has to do the change. Ultimately, it's us that has to do the change. So I appreciate each and every one of you. You have greatness inside of you. You are leaders. You are great. You are a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece. Yes, of course. You're a work in progress. He's a work in progress. She's a work in progress. They're all we're all of us are work in progress. Even the people that we are admiring that have it all together, to whom much is given, much is required. So they're still growing too, even when it doesn't look like it. And so let's stay in our lane, focus on what we need, our next that we need to work on. And when we're working on what we need to work on, we don't really have time to so much, worry about what they're doing over there, because we have so much that we need to work on in our roles as leaders, in our role as business leaders, in our role as spouses, in our roles as sibling, in our role as caring for older adults, in our role as neighbors, in our role as community leaders. And it's not easy, but we can do it together. We can do it better together. That's what my pastor says. All right, my friends, I love you. There's not a thing, nada, zilch, that you can do about it. Have an amazing day. Keep shining radiantly, getting your rest, your activity awareness, being aware of these things, your diet, your introspection, your prayer, your meditation, your agua, making sure you're getting that, taking notes, using your journal, and your training, making sure that you are working out, because it is the movement, the meals, and the mindset that all matters. It all has to work together for us to be healthy and whole. Love you. Peace. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Lindsay. You have an amazing day too. I appreciate you. Bye for now, everybody.